Hail Hydra.
And down with Hydra. Guys, how you doing? This is Big Bang Cinema. My name is Isaac the Old Shirt Anderson.
I'm Tyler Hail Hydra Keen.
And this is a movie show where we talk about movie news.
Movie reviews.
And everything in between. And what we got right behind here that's not the logo, it's the
Hail
face
Drew.
of Mr. Andrew Small.
Hail Drew.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are
Sweet
y'all?
Prince. I don't know. I don't think
hear
he
me?
likes being called Sweet Prince. We're going to leave
Hello?
that for Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh.
Okay, well, he's here, guys. You're here, and we really appreciate you guys being here. So without any further ado, I think it's time we go right into
The
movie
juice
news.
of the story.
The juice of the story?
I don't like saying meat because I'm going vegan now.
Juice doesn't have any nutritional value.
It
Just
does-
like this next movie we're talking about. See what I did there? Because
I did.
this is a failed project.
It
But
is
anyway,
an absolutely failed project.
Anyway, in case you don't know, The Invisible Man is getting rebooted, but not quite through Universal. Universal is licensing through Blumhouse and using the director of the movie Upgrade to direct it.
Okay, now pull it back here. I enjoyed Upgrade.
I loved Upgrade.
I enjoy most Blumhouse films. I feel like they're cheap, but they're made very well.
Yep, just like most of my clothes. But I think this is a great decision. I think this is probably the best decision that they've made so far with the Dark Universe. Remember when the Dark Universe was trying to get off the ground?
And they decided not to run with Dracula because they thought Dracula was a bad movie. Then they made an even worse movie to try to kick off the series.
Yeah, and remember that all the photos they took together, like with Tom Cruise and Johnny Depp and stuff like that. It's like, this is going to be huge. Nope. And like Alex Kurtzman, the director of The Mummy, talked bad about it. I think this is the step in the right direction. Like, make a small, like horror film, like a kind of a low budget kind of thing.
See,
make it personal.
What I would like they should have done is bring back Van Helsing, the old style Van Helsing we have like Hugh Jackman. Don't make it kind of like campy, and just have like a monster hunter, and these are his monster hunting journeys.
I mean, see, that would be cool too. But as far as this one, I mean, I don't care about the Invisible Man per se, but I think that Blumhouse has quite the record. You know what I mean?
You will if he walks around and hit you right in the crotch, and you don't even know what's going on.
You got a point. We should point out before the show, a light fell right into a special place on Tyler's body, and it was like a scene right out of a cartoon, and it was amazing.
My Vos Deferens still hurt.
But anyway, yeah. So that happened. So Tyler, any last thoughts on this?
I'll see it.
I'll see it. I'll see it too, and I'm very excited to see where exactly this is going to go. I would like to see more movies. Maybe Creature from the Black Lagoon's probably going to come its way, and I hope we never have another movie like The Mummy ever again.
I want another Monster Squad.
Well, speaking about monsters, Jay and Silent Bob is getting a reboot.
Don't reboot it. Just give me a sequel.
Well, it looks like this is probably going to be a sequel. So I guess we should go ahead and say that this is most likely going to be a sequel. I seriously doubt they're going to reboot the first one. I don't think that's Kevin Smith's style.
I do not want to lose my favorite Halloween costume.
Which we planned on going to an event together as Jay and Silent Bob, me being Jay and obviously you being Silent Bob, but I've never heard you be silent in your life. I don't know how that would have worked. And I don't know if I could have pulled off the Jason Mewes thing. But as far as them getting a sequel, we can try it next year.
I want to do it next year, yes.
So what do you think of the sequel coming about this?
Well, I've frayed my entire life around these films. I'm a big View Askew fan, a massive View Askew. I've seen all the movies 5 times. I can probably quote Jay and Silent Bob's Strike Back. I can probably quote the entire film. I can do all the rap songs. I absolutely love it. So I'm up for this. This is like finding out that, I imagine people who are obsessed with Avatar find out there's a movie coming out this year for Avatar.
And they could stop putting their virtual reality headsets on?
Exactly. This is me. I mean, I'm ecstatic right now. I want to go around, just run around like a field of daisies screaming and just being happy, just scream the world that I'm so great right now.
Well, I call that a Sunday afternoon in my book.
Yes.
But as far as this goes, I think that I think this is a pretty good idea. I think Kevin Smith, if you don't know Kevin Smith.
I know Kev.
Well, I know everyone knows who Kevin Smith is. He's everywhere. He had like a massive heart attack last year, and he lost like a ton of weight. And he's like, this is kind of like his big middle finger to death.
Yeah.
Because I mean he almost died. I mean,
Yes,
basically, and he looks a lot different now. I'm curious to see where it's going to be. We talked a little bit before the show about kind of like where his humor is, because his humor is quite edgy.
But I was just thinking, how are we going to have a skinny tons of fun? No, how are you going to do that?
Skinny tons of fun. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to be. It's especially because it's 2019. and we're in a different place than we were in the 2000s. And granted, I think everything should be joked about, but do you think this movie is going to not be as raunchy and edgy because he's a little older now? And
he's skinny, and Jason Mewes is not on heroin anymore, so...
That is true. It's going to be quite a different thing. But,
which reminds me, Jason Mewes will be at the SuperCon this year.
That is. Maybe we can go see him.
I want to go see him.
Anyway, yeah. Any final thoughts?
I will see this movie. I will probably watch it 3 times, bootleg it, then buy the Blu-ray for it.
Well, at least you're purchasing it and giving Kevin Smith money.
Yes.
And speaking about money, Zombieland 2 just came out with a new poster.
Do you remember that?
Do you remember Zombieland? Because I do. So this is the new poster. Everyone looks pretty much the same except for Abigail Breslin. It literally looks like they just put Jesse Eisenberg from the old film in there. He never ages. And Emma Stone to a certain extent. And Woody Harrelson just looks like they paid him about 10 grand less than the last movie.
Yeah.
So apparently this one's called Double Tap. And it's going to be like the first one again. Tyler, what do you think about Zombieland 2 actually being a thing?
Does anybody really remember the first Zombieland?
I kind of do.
Yeah.
Drew, do you remember the first Zombieland? Were you a big fan of Zombieland?
I enjoyed it,
the
but
first
it's kind of like I
Zombieland,
don't.
The only thing I remember about Zombieland was the Twinkies.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I remember.
Tallahassee.
I remember Woody Harrelson's name was Tallahassee. I remember Jesse Eisenberg was Jesse Eisenberg. And I remember Emma Stone looked really nice. And I remember Bill Murray got shot in the face.
I remember Emma Stone looking good, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Bill Murray's not going to be back in this one. That's the saddest part.
Yeah, because he is dead. Unless he comes back as a zombie.
Spoiler alert for a 10-year-old movie. But yeah, I don't know. If they can bring this in a different direction and kind of like they've been living in the zombie apocalypse for all this time and kind of see where they are now. I don't know how it's going to work because part of the charm of the first one's him learning to live in this world and everything.
Well, we can see him now with better cardio.
A little better cardio and
improved cardio. The fatties go first.
Yeah, I just hope it's not just a retreading of all the things that we know. I hope it's not just like Tallahassee likes Twinkies again. I hope, but again, if you go too far out, then you get something that's like not relatable to people. So I mean, I don't know. I think we should move on from this. But any final thoughts?
I'll probably end up watching it.
You know that's exactly what you're going to get.
Yeah, just a soft reboot of the first one?
Absolutely. The Twinkies, the Fairgrounds, the Emma Stone, Eisenberg love story, and the campy intro of slow motion with Metallica's Whom the Bell Tolls over top of it. That's what you're going to get.
I hope it doesn't happen again, but we have to keep in mind, this is a Sony film, so that changes most everything.
That is absolutely true. This is Sony by themselves.
Now you're doomed. I didn't know it was a Sony film because now you're completely doomed.
This is a Sony film, so most likely it'll either be they'll try to introduce like another one of their franchises inside of it, or it'll be just a giant cluster with just 55 different plots, and they'll ruin everything in the trailer.
And a Spider-Man cameo.
Yeah. So Spider-Man. They got to shove Spider-Man and everything. But anyway, we'll see. And speaking about we'll see, somebody we haven't seen in a while, Mr. Zack Snyder, our favorite director, is directing not Army of Darkness. Goodness, don't give him Army of Darkness. Army of the Dead, which he's more suited to do. Army of the Dead.
That's a sad face right there.
That's the look of like, what do you mean I'm fired?
I was gonna say what that face looks like, but.
Oh man, but. Yeah, so Zack Snyder, I think, well, first off, I want to hear what you got to think about it. First off, he's directing this for Netflix. So I don't think he's ever directed a Netflix film before. What do you think of him directing Army of the Dead? He did Dawn of the Dead.
Well, I guess, is it a sequel to Dawn of the Dead?
I think so. The Army of the Dead is a sequel to the actual one. So.
All I remember about that was Ty Burrell was in it.
Who was that?
The guy from Modern Family.
Oh, Ty Burrell.
Yeah.
I thought you said Ty Barrel.
I said Ty Burrell.
My goodness. I think that's like a form of dementia that you're having right now. But anyway, yeah, believe it or not, this might shock some of you. I think this is probably a good fit for Zack Snyder. These are the kind of movies he's kind of good at.
Dark and gritty.
Things that are meant to be dark, gritty, and like very stylistic. The first one he did was like, it is all right. I have to say, that's about as good as I can say about that movie. It's really good. It's really solid. There's, granted some of it's kind of cliched and whatnot, but as far as him making a sequel to it, I don't know. I think that a lot of people would really like it. I think his weakness is definitely storytelling.
You have to remember zombies are kind of zombie craze is kind of dying off now.
Yeah, that I was getting at that. I think he's fitted for that, but nobody cares about zombies anymore. Zombies are so overplayed. Zombies are so, like, I don't want to see them.
The Walking Dead kind of just ran zombies to the ground.
Yeah, both figuratively and literally.
Put them back in the grave.
Yes. Well, I mean, there's movies now like Anna and the Apocalypse where it's like a zombie apocalypse. Remember 2004? Like, it's kind of like that. And I don't know, trying to do something new, you know what I mean? Just do something new, but instead of just retreading this. But if they're going to do it, I guess this is a fine choice. And I'm glad he's getting work because everyone needs to pay bills. Yes. Any last remarks on this before we go?
Not really.
Okay. Andrew, you got anything to say before we go to break?
No.
Heard. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching so far. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns you want to leave us, you can leave us a comment at Studio67NCC on Facebook. Or you can go to youtube.com/NashComCollege and leave us a comment there. Nobody ever leaves us comments there.
Or find us on Tinder.
We actually don't have one.
We do.
But you can find me on there.
One.
Maybe.
Swipe right.
If you look hard enough.
Swipe right for this guy.
Oh, no, I haven't had a swipe right in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the one
or
I
is
did.
it swipe left? Which one?
Swipe left. Okay. Swipe left. Oh, shut up.
Boo!
Boo! Oh, wrong sound effect. Hold on.
Now leave it at that.
Not the children. Not the children. Not children. Anyway, guys, we're going to be right back. Stay with us.
When it comes to culinary arts, Nash Community College is here to turn your burning passion for food into a career. Our chefs, with over 70 years of highly qualified industry experience, are here to point you in the right direction, teaching and handing down classical culinary techniques that will improve your skills and help you cut your way into the food industry. Gain invaluable experience, vital to cooking and preparing delicious food, served in a personal and creative environment. To learn more about the Culinary Arts program, visit nashcc.edu.
It's time to pursue your career in veterinary medicine. Nash Community College now offers an Associate in Applied Science degree in Veterinary Medical Technology. This is your chance to become a registered vet tech and work with a variety of animals. Learn about radiology, client education, animal wellness, treatment, laboratory techniques, anesthesia, and more. Now accepting applications. Call 252-451-8390 or visit nashcc.edu/VMT today.
Welcome back to Big Bang Cinema. Oh, wrong way. Sorry, he was supposed to be swiping me on Tinder. That kind of failed. But anyway, it was the purpose of it, being rejected. Guys, I'm Isaac the Rejected Anderson.
I am Tyler Keene.
Welcome back to Big Bang Cinema. And besides that failed joke, there are other failed things that happen in life. Grades fail, and, lives sometimes fail, relationships fail. But one thing that never fails
is a starter in a nice Ford truck.
And Netflix films.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. A lot of them stink. But some of them are actually really good. And we thought we might talk about them because Zack Snyder is making that movie for Netflix. And there's actually some decent Netflix films out there. Dare I say, really good. And I'm not going to be talking about Roma again because you guys have heard about that for the last month.
And I don't want to hear about it anymore.
Okay, so we have three specifically to talk about. I'm going to go ahead and actually, Tyler, we're going to let you go after me. But this one is one of my favorites besides Roma. There's a movie called Akja that's really, really good. I believe that's how you pronounce it, Akja. And so the premise of the movie, without giving too much away, so imagine Free Willy if they ate Willy.
Wow.
That's kind of what this movie is. But I've been waiting to say that joke all day. So Akja is basically, in the future, food supplies are kind of diminishing and they're not really doing well. So they have genetically engineered a creature, this creature, in order to feed the whole world, because it can like basically one animal can like keep reproducing all this meat and everything, and so they've bred this animal to basically so the whole world can eat. But it's been raised by this family, and granted, everyone starts to fall in love with the animal, and they don't want to see it get tortured and basically mutilated for the rest of its life. So they have to kind of come to terms with that. Jake Gyllenhaal's in it. He plays like a really weird kind of science like dude, and I don't know, the relationship that this kid has with Akja is really nice, and also the effects are really, really good for a Netflix film too. I'm not even just for a Netflix film, just for a film in general. Like, have you seen this movie?
Some of it.
Some of it. What'd you think?
It's gross.
Gross.
Yeah, like then they're like eating persimmons, and I hate persimmons, and then it was like then they like popped up a lot of Korean, and last time I checked, my Korean's not good. You could say my Korean is non-existent.
I would say that also.
Because I looked down, I was like, well, I don't know anything they're saying. And then I put on the screen capture trying to watch it. So I'm sitting there watching the subtitles. Can't see what's going on for the rest of the movie. So I'm like, I'm done with this. I just halfway through, I started making my own story up for it.
Well, okay. Well, the actual movie is really, really good. It also had a really powerful message, which is, go vegan.
Yes.
But, yeah, you don't necessarily have to after this, but it definitely makes you feel bad for tortured animals. And Tilda Swinton's awesome in it, too.
I have a question.
What is it?
And my question is it just one animal?
It's been a while since I've seen the movie.
It was like 8 of them.
Yeah, it was a few of them. Like, yeah,
So wait,
they have
8 of them are supposed to feed the world?
They're like basically supposed to like have a replenishing supply of meat, I think.
You cut a chunk of it off and it grows back.
Yeah, like basically they've engineered it so they can take the meat out of it and it grows it back, and then they basically just keep taking
Why
it
don't
out.
they just genetically engineer a chicken?
Well, because that doesn't make for a riveting story about a lovable animal. Because
So
chickens
this
are
is Pete,
jerks.
Pete's dragon with weird scientific-y things?
What about a shrimp that grows its tail back?
See? I'm down.
Hey,
A lobster that grows its
Akja looks
claws.
pretty tasty, I have to say. But he's also really lovable. But yeah,
And why would you engineer something that looks cute?
well, because plot.
Why
You
did they make it like a
just put it in a
hippopotamus?
test tube and cut its head off, and it just keeps
Yeah,
regenerating meat.
make it look like David Hasselhoff does now. Like
Well,
just
this-
make.
This makes no sense.
Why don't they just like engineer a giant starfish and they keep cutting the legs off of it, grow new starfish, and everybody just eats the starfish? They don't feel pain.
Andrew has a. Hey, if Kurt Cobain said it was cool, we can do it. But yeah, Drew's got a point. Why did they make it cute if they were just gonna like put it in a thing and just like start cutting it open and basically
this
just torture
follows
for the
no
rest of its life?
logic. No logic at all.
I'm sure it's explained in the movie. It's been a while since I've seen the movie.
They don't
If they're
explain
going
it.
to
It's
create
just
anything
saying
in the
we.
future to genetically modify itself or regenerate, it would be plant life.
Yeah, well, I mean,
What about an apple? You take a bite of it and that little piece grows back on it.
Hey,
we're starting to come up with some logical solutions, but then you have no movie.
What about corn? Every time you pick the corn, it immediately grows new ears back on it.
Well, I'm sure GMOs are going to have that
A
happen
slice
pretty
of
soon.
pizza. Every time you bite the slice of pizza, get out of the crust, the pizza just grows back off the pizza bone. What do you
Sounds
think?
kinda creepy.
Like what if we make a story about a magical piece of pizza? Every time you eat it, you pull that, and it like grows back.
How about you tell everybody about the Ballad of Buster Scruggs?
Ballad of Buster Scruggs. I gotta say that. Are we done with
I think we're done with Akja. Akja's great.
I can't think of it was called Okri. What I like. Well, skip through Netflix.
I'm giving this one, I mean, strictly out of the scientific realm, I'm thumbs down. Nah.
Heard. The movie has a very strong narrative point.
If I had 2 extra arms, I'd give it 4 thumbs down.
Oh, shut up.
If you know the skit.
I think I do.
All right.
Okay, so Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Oh, this is a movie directed by the Coen brothers, and the Coen brothers are best known for their famous works like Finding Arizona, I was about to say the Rug
You mean
movie.
Finding Arizona? You mean
Right.
Raising Arizona?
I said Raising Arizona.
No, you said Finding Arizona.
Oh, I'm going to say Raising Arizona.
I mean, I
Okay.
guess they found it, but it was in like somebody else's crib that they didn't own, you know?
Yeah, it's about Barry, Larry, Jerry.
Yeah.
And they're also known for their probably the Big Lebowski. Oh brother, we're out there. They're just everybody. They're known for their awkward humor,
Yeah.
awkward situational humor, and they decided to make a chapter set film series on Netflix, which it's still brand new. It's not old yet, so I really don't want to spoil it. But all I can say, it's really well done. It's set in like different chapters, different situations for different people, and but everybody knows there's a big meme out right now about this film, and it is James Franco, and he's about to get hung, and he's just standing. He's got the noose around his neck and at the gallows, and he's just at like it's just like another day. And the guy beside him is just panicked, and he looks over and goes, "Is this your first time?"
I've seen that meme too.
It's the big meme right now. So I mean, I have to say that this movie I really enjoyed it. Some of it was very serious, some of it was really awkward and funny.
Sounds like a Coen Brothers movie.
Yeah, it was. Some of it was kind of creepy.
Yeah.
But after all, it makes a really, really, really well done film.
Yeah, and Drew saw it too. Drew said he liked it too.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, heard. So
And it's got a star-studded cast as well.
yes, it does. This guy right here,
He's in all the Coen
yeah,
movies.
he's in all the Coen's movies. He just kind of has that face, just kind of like, I'm kind of just a little ignorant, but like I don't mean to make fun of the actor that's playing him because he actually looks like that. But you know what I mean? Like I'm just a little ignorant, but I'm lovable kind of guy.
They
like,
loved you up, turned you into a toad.
yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Yeah. So Coen Brothers, quality, good.
Yes.
Next movie, also really good. So this is the last one we're going to be talking about. There's a lot of other Netflix films too that I'm sure of quality. A lot of them stink, but this one we're not talking about Bird Box because Bird Box isn't as good as you guys think it is.
It's crap.
I'm sorry, it's really bad. It's not really bad. It's not very good at all. But anyway, Gerald's Game.
I enjoyed Gerald's Game.
Gerald's Game. This is the one that we actually both saw too.
See, I read the book before I watched the movie, and I have to say there's a lot of difference between. But if they made the book, if they made the movie like they did the book, they couldn't have played it on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
But after all, I mean, I really enjoyed it. I thought Carla Gugino, I thought she did an incredible job. I mean, Steve Greenwood.
It's Greenwood. Yeah.
Oh, it is Bruce Greenwood. Okay,
Yeah, Bruce Greenwood. Yeah, you
He did a good
it was
job.
another 5-letter name.
He did a
You
very
were
good
close.
job. And Lurch did.
He is ripped in this movie too. He's like 63 and he's ripped.
Yeah, but he also has a heart attack. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's the premise of the movie. So the premise of the movie is Gerald takes his wife to like this weird
Well, okay.
cabin.
Well, so they have a struggling romantic relationship.
I was getting at that.
So they take it to he brings it to a away cabin that was his friends, and he's going to have a romantic evening, and he's going to try something new in the bed to kind of rekindle the marriage. So he has a thing he wants to try out for handcuffing, and she doesn't like it. She's trying to get with it. She does not enjoy it, so he's got her handcuffed to the bed, and she's freaking out. She doesn't like it. She wants to handcuff me. He gets angry, has a heart attack, and falls off the bed.
Yeah, and so the premise is she has to get out of the bed because there's nobody around and there's no phone that she can get to or anything like that.
And there's a starving dog outside,
Yeah,
and the door's not locked.
That's gnawing at her feet. And Bruce Greenwood's kind of thought projection, I think, of like she's thinking of him, and like so basically he can be in the whole movie, and like she's reminiscing throughout her whole life. And there's a plot line that involves her father too. That's just sickening too, and it's also what makes it even more sickening. It's the guy that played Elliot in E.T. and he's just like the grossest thing ever, and it's like, oh my goodness, this is like a child. I always see him as like a child, you know what I mean? And he's like a full-grown adult.
Well, the whole point of the movie is she's wondering what events in her life has set her to her current path. Like, what has she done that's brought her here? And she kind of realized that she's unhealthy. That's her unhealthy mind. I mean, she's got problems and she's trying to work through them while trying to escape, and she's dehydrated, and then Bruce Greenwood appears as all her negativity and doubts about he represents that about herself. Then she also appears as her inner courage, and a lot of that is just he's constantly putting her down, and she's trying to build her up. Like, you can do this because you can't do this, and it was just her finally sorting out and finally realizing that a lot of stuff that's happened to her, some of it's not her fault.
Yeah, and it really is a nice kind of.
And she's been taken advantage of.
Yeah, it's a nice kind of arc, but there's a part near the end, without spoiling it, that literally made me just want to be sick. And I've heard other people talk about it. If you look at Red Letter Media, Jay Ballman talk about it. He said he's getting sick too. But like, I saw this, I heard that, I'm like, it's probably not that bad. Oh my goodness! I still think about that scene every now and then. I can't watch it. It's just downright sickening.
Which three scenes are you talking about?
The one with the hand and.
Oh yeah! Oh my gosh! Like I was hurt. Like I was in pain watching that. I read it. And
I literally couldn't watch it. It was like I did watch it.
Gosh, I'm still thinking about that right now.
But yeah, it was also really good and really interesting, kind of weird Stephen King stuff in there too. And it actually works. It's one of the few Stephen King adaptations recently that actually really works. And it was done on the lowdown. And that director is actually doing something else, or he did something else.
I think it's Flanagan did it. What's his name?
I can't remember his name. I have to pull it up after this.
He does a lot of Netflix films.
Yeah,
horror films.
he's doing something else. But guys, that's pretty much it. Let us know your favorite Netflix film in the comments at facebook.com/studio67ncc. Don't say Bird Box because you're wrong. And if you want to just give us a like, we would like that also. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this week. We really do appreciate it. Andrew, thank you so much for conversing with us, and thank you for dissing my movie Akja. I appreciate it.
It's terrible. Don't even try.
Oh, okay. I appreciate
I'm not
it.
even
It's
going to
pretty
watch
awful.
it. I refuse to take any of your advice, and it's just
It's okay.
It's terrible. I wouldn't take his advice. Drew,
It's
you know, a
hard.
very, very small part of that movie is in English.
But that doesn't bother me. What bothers me is
There's no
logic
subtitles
or thought
either.
or plot or anything into that. It's just a
There's
big
no subtitles
dog
on
that
it.
has to be saved. It's like Old Yeller meets Pete's Dragon.
Sounds hot to me.
See,
Guys,
That was just not
thank you
good.
so much for watching. My name is Isaac Anderson.
I am Tyler.
Stay lovely, guys. See you next week.
Hail Hydra.